What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. You ever try to do your math homework at 4 a.m.? Yeah, I probably shouldn't do a in-depth math video at 4 a.m. either. You guys instantly caught it in the comment section. I did an oopsie, and as a content creator, I have to take that video down and put the correct information out there as fast as possible. The top comment did correct me. You all did a great job as a community talking about it in the comment section, and I'm proud of this community. Anyways, jokes aside, let's go ahead and talk the very important math of the Megatin. Presale prices are very similar to how insane they were earlier, and I want to go over what's up with the Megatins. We have Megatins being $20 MSRP, right? So 12 tins equals $240 for a case. So whenever we're talking case ratios, keep in mind it's much, much cheaper than a regular product. A regular product like Rising Rampage for a core set is $60 a box times 12 boxes equals $720. It just so happens that 240 times 3 equals 720 as well. So 3 cases of tins equals 1 case of regular product. Now where I messed up is I basically said there was 1 Ultra at 10 when there's 3 mega packs at 10. So the math is a lot better for the pull rates. And the Ultra Rares, why I'm bringing this up, are much more coveted than the secrets this year in terms of people wanting their reprints, because rarities changed on all cards, and we have Borrelsword Ultra, we have Nessie, and we have Tsuchinoko Ultra Rare, we have Ultra Rare. A lot of people are going after the Ultras for the reprints this year. So that means there's 25 Ultra Rares, it turns out, in the tins, and in 1 case of tins, if the math is perfect and there's no short printing, which we don't know any ratios yet, that would equate to about 1.5 of each Ultra in a case of tins, because you have 25 Ultras, and a 10 will have 3 Ultra Rares, and then a case of tins will have 36 total Ultras. So within the regular amount of a case, $720, that would equate to about 4.5 of each Ultra. A little less because there's 25 and not 24. I'm just rounding math here, but about 4.5 of each Ultra Rare. Let's go ahead and get into those prices with that in mind. Tier 0, I think, has cards a little bit high, but I still think they're right with Borrelsword. We don't know what's shorted, and doing pre-sales is very dangerous, but there's going to be so much competition on the secondary market, and I'm incentivized to tell you to use my code down below, What's Good 5 over on Tier 0. I would not be buying Nessie or Tsuchinoko right now over here, and with Borrelsword as well, it's much cheaper on eBay, and I would be getting these copies right now. I actually went ahead and did buy my personal copy like I said I would last night over here on eBay. I get nothing besides the happiness of knowing you guys are getting the cheapest cards whenever I tell you to look both, shop both, and that's honestly the goal of the channel. So I would be going to eBay for your Borrelswords right now, and I do think these will potentially increase depending on their ratios. Call by the Grave is actually the most expensive card from the Megatins on eBay at $20 freaking, and we did see last night that Tier 0 sold out of their Called by the Graves, listing them at $12, and of course that 5% off with What's Good 5. So very interesting moves here as TCG Player shows the competition levels that are going to happen depending where people list things. It's $10 over on TCG Player for pre-sales. This is very interesting how we're actually getting this market of competition early, because the Megatins will be the most ripped open product all year. So you're going to find random cards like Called by the Grave being cheapest on TCG Player over eBay, and Called by is what a lot of people are calling to be the main chase card of these tins, because it's a max rarity version of a card that already exists. I don't know about that one because of the quantity that will be opened and people wanting the reprinted high price cards more so. I think Borrelsword at the end of it will be the priciest, and I think TCG Player is a good look at that. Going through other pre-sale prices on Tier 0, they're higher on a lot of them than versus eBay right now, but you can see a lot of the deals that people are going for, a lot of the calls they're going for, they sold out on. Now, I think Dark Ruler No More is completely ridiculously priced along with Nibiru over here. We showed that Nibiru is just under $5 on eBay, and Dark Ruler No More, I believe, is somewhere in the $4 range, if I'm not mistaken. Dark Ruler no more Ian. Oh no, it's gonna be 10, but yeah. Yeah, 475. So last night we saw there were actually $3 copies, and those are gone. Like, they were just under 375. We do see one $4 and 4 copy, and then it's quickly 5, perhaps because the rest of the market is dictating it should be higher. Very interesting, because the promos are 1 out of every 3 10s for their chances. There's either Dark Ruler No More, Nibiru, or Dimension Slasher for your 3 promos, and you only get one of those per 10. But the 10s are going to be so busted open that these are going to be floating around, but they're going to be highly demanded. Now, a lot of people are saying Dark Ruler No More is better than Nibiru because you would have to play into Nibiru rather than Dark Ruler No More activating forces an activation of their cards, and their monster cards cannot negate it. I think that Nibiru is still overall a really amazing card and a threat that people are going to have to consider, like wars. Like, do I just play into it? Can I afford not to play into it? So I think Dark Ruler No More is a very amazing card, but personally my pick is on Rocky Boy, and it's pretty insane to sell this. Guys, always check both. Always look around. Don't freak out on prices. The Megatins will be hitting shelves very soon. I get the itch to get your cards now. Chill out. Wait. Prices will drop on Tier 0. Prices will drop on TCG Player. And prices will maybe drop on eBay on most cards. I think Boral Sword's very fairly priced. Most years, the 10s have a card that is worth above the 10s and quickly goes up to 30. I think that's Boral Sword this year. I don't think it's called by the grave. I don't think it's a prismatic secret, but that's personally my opinion. Let me know what you are looking for from the 10s and what you're excited about. Look at this. Danger Nessie, $10. Danger Tsuchinoko, $10. This is what I called them being at after a week of the 10s being out, and they are already down here. I think it's going to be very similar to Dual Power, where it's going to sink in prices, and seeing these pre-sale prices already be this low and this competitive is very amazing. Now, if you are shopping earlier in the week, maybe for Fist of the Gadget stuff or other things, remember there's 5% off on TCG Player Monday. That's tomorrow. And then if something happens in the Magic community, a banned card, 8% off. So the sale could get even better, and that's bonus bucks back. So all you got to do is shop TCG Player. Please use my link down in the description below to support the channel directly whenever shopping, and hopefully y'all enjoy this sale. Blackluster Soldier of Chaos is up there. Let's talk about value displacement. Whenever people expect a card to go down in price, such as Boral Sword and Engage, multiple cards go down in price, people expect other cards to start to go up because the value of the sealed product is still there. This is still, you know, a box, a $60 box. So certain cards have to have certain values to make this value worth it, or the price of the sealed product itself goes down if there's nothing else of value. Boral Sword coming Ultra, a lot of people expect even the secrets to go down in price. I similarly do, but recently it actually re-spiked because people aren't going to let their copies go until it's actually there, like the reprint itself, and the market dictates that it has to go down to make those sales. Blackluster Soldier of Chaos, as I said, the Brains Pack imports are what you're going to want from this set. Blackluster Soldier went up to ridiculous heights at $47. It's cheaper on eBay at $38. There were a couple other copies running around, but look, there's only the 2 copies now, and the other one's at $45. So BLS really hitting a huge buyout this weekend during the YCS. Pretty crazy stuff. And All Mirage still up towards 12. I think it's a great card. And Lambda is one I would also be keeping my eye on. I don't think I actually pulled up a tab for it, so let's pull it up by set number, but I think it's around $8 on eBay. Yeah, $8.50. It's been slowly creeping up. Amazing card. It's more expensive on TCG Player, so I'd go to eBay for yours right now. It's a generic downward link too that has potential to grow in the metagame, especially with Gamma being such an amazing card. So look for those Link Frame Packs imports. Keep an eye on their prices as Boral Sword, Engage, and many other cards go down in price from Battles of Legend. Code Radiator. A lot of you guys are surprised about this one, and I don't think there's a reason to be surprised. When looking through everything, the Fire Fist Eagle is going down further. Feels good, man. Panda and Elephant, they're fluctuating, but around the same price. They were hovering towards 15. Fire Fists are a lot cheaper than we first expected, and I think it's pretty freaking awesome. It's a really good deck that I think is underestimated. And then we see Code Radiator. Oh my gosh, how did this get so pricey? Well, it doesn't matter if it's short printed or not. You're always going to see one of the secondary archetypes get cards that are pricier, and this goes with the Code Talker archetype, Code Radiator. And it has an amazing effect. If a Cyberse monster you control would be used as a link material for a Code Talker monster, and Transcode Talker is very amazing, this card in your hand can also be used as a material, so you don't have to commit it to the field at all. If this card is sent from the hand or field as a material of a Code Talker monster, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack changes its attack to 0 and negate its effect. So yeah, that's really freaking good, and Code Talkers do focus on damage output. If this card was on the field as a material, you can target 2 monsters instead. So if you Pendulum Summon it out, or you commit your summon to it somehow instead of using that hand effect, you get to take out 2 of them. This is an amazing card. I really like it, and I think it deserves its price point, and I'm not too shocked with that. I think that's it. Oh, Rising Rampage. Just to note, over 5,000 of you guys did see my Oopsie Market Watch this morning. Nobody went for these, so I'm very shocked. $350. I said use my code if you're going to buy this. Well, my link down in the description below. But $350, $50 below what we saw earlier in the week, as many Apollosos in the Prismatic Rarity were trying to hold near 400. This just shows how low of an actual demand there is for the Prismatics when you have a $50 price slash and it's not eaten up with so many eyes on it in just a couple hours. So I do think there's an inflated price to it. I think there's an inflated market to the Prismatics, and I do think its potential to go down over time versus these price points, because they started ridiculously high versus stuff like Ghost Rares from the past. No matter how hard they are to pull, this is a very big tell on the demand within the market. Even though it's a new seller, they could, oh no, they could think they have a Prismatic and not. It doesn't matter. TCG Player would have your back if they sent you the wrong card, and this just speaks volumes in terms of market demand for these cards. So, looking through Rising Rampage, regular Apollosa is also going up. In my advice, I do think it's a very amazing card to have. I do think that it's one of the main pulls for Rising Rampage, if not the main attraction, besides the Marincess cards that get later support. I would say, yeah, sure, it can stop Nibiru if you get there fast. It can do so many things. I do think it's worth its price point, but I don't see it going up too much more. You have so many amazing Link 4 extra deck options, and while it is a Negator card, it's really good. I just don't see it being one of those $80 cards, but I could see it being towards 60 to maybe even 65. So I would get it sooner than later, maybe during that TCG Player sale if you are considering it. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the math oopsie on like comparing one Ultra per 10 earlier. I still made the financial decision personally to get Boral Sword, and excuse me, I would also be considering, just watching these prices, what you want to spend on your cards from the 10s and where you're going to buy them. A week out is usually the perfect time. Buyouts haven't happened yet. Buyouts usually happen about 3 weeks out, where people say, all right, this price is too low, let's get them all. So I would be looking around, and there's going to be such quantity, such competition with these, similar to Dual Power. Keep all these things in mind when freaking out about getting your 10 cards now. Subscribe if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation, and please do shop that TCG Player sale if you are looking for cards using my link down below, and use What's Good 5 if there are cards you want from Tier 0. But I think the lower value cards are where they're good at right now, and it would be pretty hard to get to that free shipping price that they have set. So maybe shop with friends if there are things you want right now. But my advice, hold on, chill out, and wait for the release. Thanks for watching, everybody.